Hey friends, I'm here. Friends, I'm friends, I'm here on the Silver Meteor, traveling from Charleston, South Carolina to New York. I'm in a roomette. Just giving you a little view of the roomette. Um, this holds two people, but it's good for one. Let me just turn these lights down. And I got on to Charleston, getting off at New York, with the train originated in Miami. Right now we're a few minutes early. We're here at Wilmington. Just trying to show you a little bit of the room, and you can tell this is a liner one rather than two because it does have the bathroom here in the room. And I spent the night on the train. I had a pretty good sleep and had breakfast this morning about 6:30 around Washington D.C. And I took a shower this morning. The water was kind of cold, but it was a wake up. Let me say, just gonna set up the camera here. I hope I have the right orientation. Anyway, we're leaving Wilmington. We They are trying to get the people on and off the train. And let's see, we got people in here. Hey, thanks for joining. I think you might need to flip your device. Yeah, I appreciate that. Is it okay now? Orientation is locked. Rotate the device. You might want to flip the device. How's that? Anyways, friends, our next stop will be Philadelphia. We're just leaving Wilmington. We're in the northeast corridor. There's a lot of trains on this corridor, especially between Boston and Washington. There's also quite a few trains between Washington and Virginia. Then we have the long distance trains to Florida, New Orleans, and there is one train to Chicago 3 days a week that travels the northeast corridor of the Cardinal. Goes from New York via Washington to Chicago. Anyways, I just wanted to say I had a nice sleep on the train. I was talking to somebody at breakfast today. They kind of seat you with other people in the dining car, and he was saying he thought it was a little rough, but he's only taken the train a couple times, kind of understood, kind of know how to prepare for the night, and I thought it was pretty good. I might have woken up once. It's been a nice ride. I like the train. And I just want to also talk a little bit about the channel. I really appreciate all the views. I just passed 2.5 million views. This is a total part-time gig for me. I work a full-time job, and I don't really edit my videos. For the short one,
I'm taking no traffic to the last and final call for the cafe car, last and final call for the cafe car. The cafe car will be closing shortly with your last and final call after the shopping. For the cafe car, yes, the last and final call. When you come to the cafe car, make sure to wear shoes at all times. No shoes in the cafe car, no service. Again, no shoes, no service. Last and final call for the cafe car.
alrighty, friends. Hey, Maurice. Thanks for joining. Good to see you. So they just made the announcement they're finishing up breakfast. Our next stop will be Philadelphia, probably in about a half an hour, maybe less than a half an hour. And that looks like an Excella that's heading to Washington. So it's Saturday morning. It's pretty cold out there. You can see there's still a lot of snow on the ground. And I believe we're paralleling, I think that's 95 heading up to Philadelphia. So we got on at Charleston, and I was telling the gentleman at breakfast today the Charleston station is nice. It doesn't have a lounge, but it's new, it's clean, it's well patrolled, good security. It doesn't have a lot of station services. It has nice clean bathrooms. It has some vending machines. It also has a little museum, which is quite interesting, about the predecessor railroads to Amtrak coming through Charleston. And the station is actually in North Charleston. It has parking. There is a connection to Carter, the bus station, and it's roomy, and there's plenty of places to charge devices and all that. And the station is serviced. They do check baggage there, and they line you up. They get you ready for the trains coming in, tell you where to stand, depending upon whether you're going to be in the coaches or in the sleeping cars. So we'll be making a stop in Philadelphia, and then I really haven't checked, but normally it's Trenton, Newark, and then Penn Station, New York. And I'm just going to run the video maybe to Philadelphia. And I just want to note that if you are on the Northeast Corridor, or you live, you have access to it, the Philadelphia station is really spectacular. It's one of my favorite stations on the Northeast Corridor. It's a big station, lots of services there. And it is undergoing a renovation, so you're going to see a bunch of scaffolding. Just there for a second. You're going to see a lot of scaffolding, but it should be really nice. And we're just going through a suburban station. That's new. That's an infill station. It's served by SEPTA, which is the regional rail that runs between Philadelphia and Wilmington. There might be a stop past Wilmington. And on the other end of the Northeast Corridor, the SEPTA goes from Philadelphia up to Trenton, New Jersey. So there's a lot of regional rail services that parallel Amtrak service on the Northeast Corridor. And there's videos out there of folks that try to do the corridor, or they do the corridor using the commuter rail or buses or non-Amtrak, and just do it all local, which is kind of cool. I want to do all the regional rails along the Northeast Corridor. And there are gaps, and during the gaps I would fill it with Amtrak. But anyways, that's one of the plans I have for the channel. But the Northeast Corridor is a great here's a bunch of snow being kicked up. It's a great location to see a lot of trains, and you got a short period of time. Princeton Junction is a great location. Also has they call the Dinky, which is the shuttle between Princeton Junction and Princeton, where the university is. Also, further up, if you train watching spot at Rahway, or even North Elizabeth, and you get the Northeast Corridor, you get New Jersey Transit, and also you get the North Coast Jersey Transit line. So you see quite a few trains in a very short period of time. So we're not in Philadelphia yet, but we are in the kind of the close suburbs of Philly. And we'll see some of the local commuter rail stations along here. And I'm not sure what speed we're going, but we're moving along a pretty good clip. Once we get to Philadelphia, probably going to make New York in about 90 minutes. The overhead wires, they were put in, I want to say like 1930s. So approaching 100 years. And, obviously there's been a lot of maintenance and some replacements, but a lot of the infrastructure dates back from the original construction. It just goes to show how well things were made and designed. When the Pennsylvania Railroad was, we just went by a commuter rail station. When the Pennsylvania Railroad was the owner of this road and constructed it, so it's pretty cool. I like these part of the rides. A lot of people don't really like the factories, but I like to see the old factories and what's happened to them, and I just find that kind of cool. And there's a lot of that along the Northeast Corridor because it's heavily built up towards Connecticut and Rhode Island. There's some traditional pretty scenery. It goes along the coast for a bit in Connecticut, which is nice. But I like seeing the factories and the warehouses and whatnot. So just a little bit about the channel. Hey John, thanks for or Jay, I don't know if it's John. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. And yeah, we do have good speed, and hopefully we'll continue this all the way to New York. I do have like an appointment up there today, and going to be working a little bit later. And I'm not sure what the temperature is. Last night it was like in the 50s in Charleston. I know it's supposed to be really cold this weekend, and none of the snow is melting. It's melted, so this is kind of nice. The train is actually a few minutes early. We made up time, a lot of time for it, and so we made up maybe about a half hour in Florence, and then in Washington today we also made up a bunch of time. They allow a lot of time there to change the engines, to take the diesel engines off, put the electrics on. So originally I think we're scheduled to arrive in New York about 10:30, and then we were going to arrive early, like an hour or so early, like at 9:30. I think now we're probably going to be arriving about, well, if we get to Philadelphia at 9, we may hit New York at 10:30, which is pretty good. So I got on last night about 9:30, so it's about an 11-hour ride, which is a long ride, but it's in the roomettes. It's really nice. It'd be a little bit tough in the coaches, but plenty of people do it in the coaches. And I'd say we're going about 100 right now. I'm not quite sure what the Viewliners are rated for. The Amfleets, I think, are rated for like 120. Is the train busy? Well, it's kind of hard to tell from being in the roomettes. People have been getting off the train. So there are a few empty rooms, but there's still people on board. Breakfast was not that busy, but then again, it opened at 6:30, and I was there at 6:30, and one other gentleman was with me. But I expect it will be busy between Philadelphia and Boston. I mean, yeah, between Philadelphia and New York. This train doesn't go to Boston. Yeah, the distance between Wilmington and Philly is about 30 miles, so we're getting very close to Philadelphia. Just want to talk a little bit about the channel. Of course, some of the plans I have, I want to ride all of the Metro North lines end to end. I've done most of it, but not all. Never been to the Waterbury. Well, what my plan is to ride the whole New Haven line in one day, and not really do a speed run, but just get it done in one day during the daytime, and try to get some good views. And I'm not that familiar with Danbury or Waterbury. Those are two of the branches. I've been on the New Canaan branch a couple times. I'd like to do that. That's a relatively short branch out of Stamford. And the New Haven station is really one of the beautiful stations. It's not a huge like Philadelphia, but it's good size and it's spectacular. And so is the Baltimore station. And I've done station tours, and I get a lot of views from those two stations. Other good stations. The Providence station, for a modern type station, is pretty cool. South Station could be a gem. It needs a little bit of work. At one time, that was one of the busiest stations in the United States, believe it or not. Boston only had two stations, north and south, where a lot of the larger cities like New York had multiple stations. And there's a subject train. I'm not quite sure what line that is, but that branches off of the Northeast Corridor. And those type of coaches, those EMUs, give a nice ride. So yeah, we are in Philly. I think we're coming up to the medical center. And it's really a beautiful day to travel. Everyone's going to have a good day today. This is Penn Medical Center. I don't know if you can see it up there.
Again, coming up in just a couple of minutes in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is your stop. You got your boardings now. Please make your way to your crew member at Philadelphia. Not all doors will be open. However, multiple doors will be open, just not every door. Please make your way to your crew member at Philadelphia. Coming up in just a moment.
So you heard the announcement. It's a Philly. I'm probably going to end the video then. One of the other plans I have is Metro North is going to start a run. It's a way vehicle. We're going to start a single run from Grand Central to Albany. Currently, Amtrak travels that route from Penn Station. probably going to be a more economical way to travel. I hope to ride like the first week. If I can't do the first day, I'm going to look into that. That's on my plans. And of course, the channel is very heavy on the subway. Most of my viewers tune into subway content, and I ride the subway every day, so it works out for me for getting content that way. And I've said this before, to start editing my long form videos rather than just either narrating as I film, or just, sometimes do non-narrated videos. And my most viewed video and long form video was a non-narrated video, which I had a view out of the back of the train going from New Rochelle to Long Island City with the Hellgate line. And above us was the post office. I don't know if they still use that as a post office. But historically, a lot of the main post offices were built near the main railroad stations, because so much of the mail traveled by train. So Amtrak train, a couple of tracks over, a couple of platforms. So this is Philadelphia. I don't see a lot of people here, but they might be towards the front. We're at the back of the train. There's another sleeping car behind this one. There's one in front of it. There's 3 sleepers and a diner. And then the last car is the baggage car. Anyways, friends, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And love the comments, love the